guys, this is Alpha Male Shawn here speaking on my first video here on YouTube. I've been working towards this for quite some time and finally found my opportunity to make some videos helping you guys master all sorts of weapons and building ideas. As time moves on, I'm pretty sure we'll get somewhere. Now, in this video, I'm demonstrating how to use the hunting bow, perhaps one of the most simplest weapons in Rust. You're going to need a hunting bow if you want to go anywhere. If you want to get that big loot, you're going to need your bow. And today with us I have 3 arrows. The bow and arrow, the classic wooden arrow, and the high velocity arrow. I'm here to demonstrate how to utilize these 3 arrows to your advantage. Now, first beginning with just the good old classic regular arrow. There's lots of things to know about this. First of all, you're going to encounter a glitch called the bow draw glitch. So let's say I pick up this bow, right? I draw my arrow and take a shot. Now spamming the button, you'll notice it'll take longer. But after that, as you can see, it's much faster. So to counter this issue, especially while PvPing, you would want to, just let's say you're taking your bow out of your box, you pick it up, and then you shoot a shot, right? Anywhere, you pick up the arrow, it doesn't really matter, and you just run around, and that'll happen. And it'll be fixed, alright? It won't be there anymore. Another way to demonstrate this would be is if you were to put your bow in your hotbar, and let's say you pull it out from your inventory, put it back in your hotbar, you'll run to it again. So these are 2 things you want to watch out for to make sure you fully utilize your bow as soon as you pull it out to get that kill and to get that loot. Now, looking at our drawing board here, I'm going to demonstrate some very simple movements you can do within a certain distance. Right now, I've got it chalked down here. I believe this is about 15 to 20 meters. In most cases with bows, you'll be fighting around this range. You won't be able to go that far with a hunting bow, at least distance-wise. Now, to use your regular area, most newer players will be pressing their A and D key while moving and just shooting shots like this. While this is good, this is a good strategy, right? But it does leave you vulnerable to someone who can predict your movement, predict your side-to-side movement, and just pre-fire that and annihilate you. So in order to avoid that, some players, they'll try some weird tricks. They'll do like jump shots and stuff. They'll run around. They'll go nuts. But that's also not the greatest thing if you're more of a stalker. You want to sneak up on someone. You don't want to start jumping like a mongrel. I'll let all his mates know that you're sneaking out trying to get some loot. So honestly, the best way to use your regular arrow would be to, of course, do a crouch. I personally recommend the crouch, but you don't just want to do one thing. So let's say you want to do A and D with crouch, or you want to run from side to side and then crouch. That's pretty good. But you're gonna want to mix in like something random in there to throw your enemy off the track of your pattern, to not let him or her be able to predict you, and therefore securing the loot. Now that you've known that, you can also jump shot. Jump shotting with regular arrows is a little bit harder compared to the counterparts of bow and arrow and possibly high velocity arrow, but it's just as effective. Jump shotting consists of you jumping and shooting like this. When doing this, you can become harder to hit, but at the same time you're vulnerable, because if someone crouches just as you jump, there's a certain period where you cannot shoot, so you're basically immobile in the air. Now, to demonstrate how to actually do a jump shot, I have a webcam here which I'm going to switch to and show you guys how to do that. Now, with the webcam on, you can see I have my keyboard and mouse. What I do is I hold down on my right button on my mouse, and then I jump at the same time. Press the spacebar at the same time while doing that. So you gotta draw it and then press spacebar, you see? Very simple. It will take a few tries, but once you get the hang of it, you'll do pretty well. Personally, I like to crouch and then do it, because it can throw off your target even more. Now that we've covered that, and you pretty much know how the regular arrow works, we're going to jump over to the bow and arrow. Now, the bow and arrow is different. It's basically, for the player who doesn't really want to aim, doesn't want to put the work into it. But with bow and arrows, you're detracting the damage that you get with regular arrows for more bleed and easier shooting. Because with the bow and arrow, you get a bigger head on that bow, and you'll be able to land a shot much easier than a regular arrow. As you see, it has that bigger, stockier point. With the bow and arrow, accuracy kind of goes through the roof. You don't really care about accuracy. It's more about consistency. Because with bow and arrow, you're gonna need to land your shot. If you're shooting your guy's toes, you're not landing any headshots, that you're not gonna do it. Like, you're gonna die, you're gonna be sad, you're not gonna be happy. It's not gonna be a great way to continue your rust wipe. With the bow and arrow, you have to remember that it's always about landing your shot, and you're always gonna try to want to go for the headshot. You don't want to go for body shots. And with the bow and arrow, you can actually use them from like a further range. Like, you can go further away with it than compared to the regular arrow, because of course it has the bigger head, so it can hit better. With the bow and arrow, you're taking away, like I said, you're taking away the damage for the bleed. And also with bow and arrows, they're just not only you're taking away the extra damage and replacing it with bleed, they also fire slower, so they travel in the air slower than a regular arrow. You see, that's the bow and arrow, and then switching over to a regular arrow, you can see that regular arrow is traveling way faster. And that could be life or death. You know, if you can't get the arrow there in time, you don't get the AK. You can't be a sad man. Now, the final arrow we're covering is the high velocity arrow. And you may ask, why are you covering this? No one uses the high velocity arrow. They suck. And you're right. They do suck. People don't use them. It's like the bow and arrow. It's like if the bow and arrow had a gay son. That's what this is. The fall off distance is much greater, and well, in order to use the high velocity arrow, you can switch to it in your regular hunting bow, and you know, it just goes faster. That's pretty much it. It's a regular arrow. As you can see, it goes faster. You can see it there. That's it. It's like it's the retarded half son of the bow and arrow. Although the one thing people do like to use it with is the compound bow. They like to utilize with the compound bow, because the compound bow, it's more of a charge, one-shot weapon. You know, it's your pump shotgun, but from long range. I know it makes no sense, but I can show you. Taking your high velocity arrow and charging it up will allow you to land your shot on a further away target. So like, you can land up to 200-meter shots, and your arrow will travel much faster, which eliminates you having to make that prediction or trying to perceive your target's movements as much. It makes it that just a little bit easier to land the shot with the compound bow. But more or less, there's no point in using it. Although for vanilla, the main two are definitely the wooden arrow and the bow and arrow. Those are the main two you're gonna want to utilize. Personally, if I would say, you know, you're having issues with aiming with the regular arrow, you know, you got your panties in a twist and you can't shoot someone, try out the bow and arrow for a while. You know, jump on a practice server, give it a shot, see how you feel about it. Now, reviewing all our strats I've displayed in this video, I've displayed to you the jump shot, the crouch shot, the regular side to side, which can be predictable, or the mix it up. So like mixing it up by doing this, then mix up your shots by doing this, and then all of a sudden just going a full crouch on them. They won't see it coming, and you'll get that easy kill. Now, looking at everything we've learned here, how about we give it a shot in some actual gameplay, which that's what we'll be jumping over to now. So now jumping on to a bow practice server. This is going to be very useful in mastering the bow. You'll be able to face off against opponents without having to worry about losing your loot or your hard-earned time. Basically here you can just run around and shoot people. So I'm going to go find someone and demonstrate all the things we learned today right here. See, I have regular arrows loaded in. I hear an enemy straight ahead of me. I'm going to go in and we're going to get this kill together. See, he's distracted. This is the prime opportunity to land a shot on him. Of course, you're going to miss a couple. You'll land one eventually. Okay, that's the key here. Oh, that was a lag. Alright. We'll land this eventually. You just gotta believe. See, if you suck at bow, this is the place to go. You see, a lot of other people are here. They're also practicing. Oh, that was a good shot coming from that guy. I'm gonna stick a med, and we're gonna land a shot here today. We're not gonna miss, alright? We're gonna land this. This is the last thing we're gonna do. And in the future, I'll also be making videos about how to use the crossbow, amongst other weapons. So it won't be just limited to this. We'll have many more things to look forward to in the future. Can I land this shot? There you go. Now that's the regular arrow I used to crouch on that guy. Now switching over to the bone arrow. This is what I main. So you noticed I had a little bit hard time with the regular arrow, which is gonna happen if you main one arrow and then all of a sudden switch. You're not gonna be used to the the tinier head of the bow. It's actually gonna throw you off a little bit. But if you're on your main arrow, you'll be able to land many more shots. Like I've hit this guy twice already, and now I'm gonna do a jump shot on him, and he won't expect this, and then he's dead. That plain and simple. Now demonstrating this on an enemy further away, where you don't just want 5 meters. You want something a little bit further away. So I'm gonna take this guy for example, and I'm gonna push him. He's pretty far away. He's a good distance away. See, I've just hit him with this arrow. I hit him again. Now he's already meta. He's using a nail gun for some reason. I don't know why he's doing that here, but he is. But now this enemy will be a great example. He's reloading his crossbow. This is actually taking a while. I apologize. And this man, he's out for the crowd. He's got a dual crossbow. You never want a dual crossbow. That's something you don't want to do. It's not practical. It's a waste of time, honestly. Now he's a medic. This isn't looking too good for him. He's not in a good position here. And now he's dead. I pulled 2 jump shots on him. Honestly, you're gonna want to try to interchange between jump shots and crouch shots, or side jump shots like this. You're gonna want to interchange between all these 3, and your enemy will have a really hard time tracking you. You'll get that big game loot. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. And that's top of leaderboard, Alpha Male Shawn, checking out.